Hey, what's all to the connects out there and hot vibes? In today's video, I want to talk about shielding, why it's important for people to actually shield themselves and stuff like that, especially when there's people that, sometimes they say they're being targeted by energetic weapons and things like that, or, they're being sent certain energies their way and stuff like that. What is actually going to help you, and the most obvious thing that's going to help you is actually working on your actual shields and stuff like that. Because everything equates, everything's, spirit, mind, body. Everything came from spirit, then the mind, then the body. So, a lot of the times, if you actually are being, targeted by energy weapons, if you actually are and stuff like that, or you're being, harassed by, certain vibratorial frequencies and being attacked by negative energies and stuff like that, ask yourself this question: what is going to help you? If you've looked online and stuff like that, and you've looked through all the videos and stuff like that, and they're not really telling you how to stop this shit, but this is the video that's going to tell you how to stop it, really, well, it'll be one part to it, you'll have to, this is like the yin and the yang, like I said in one of my videos a long time ago. On my end, I'm giving you the yang part and you're receiving the yin part. But anyways, in all reality, how do you stop yourself from being energetically attacked? How do you stop yourself from being, actually basically being attacked energetically and stuff like that? Or because a lot of the times, if you are being sent energy, it's energetic, type of attack. So what do you want to do is build an energetic shield. And how do you do that? You actually have to start to visualize and actually start getting into your imagination. And actually, if you have to draw it 2D and stuff like that and make it 3D and stuff like that, you have to be willing to visualize and stuff, so that way you can actually start building your shield and stuff like that, so you can actually help protect yourself against these different types of energies and stuff like that. And you have to start to do these types of things, so that way you can actually start to, stop energies from attacking you, because you could be really high in vibes one day, right? And all of a sudden somebody with really low vibes comes on by, says a few things to you, or he does a few hand mooches, and all of a sudden, boom, you're drained of all your spiritual energy, right? That's why you want to have the shields in the first place, to actually shield yourself from being actually, attacked by energetic, any type of energy that's, low in vibration, essentially. You want to be shielding yourself from those, frequencies. And not only that, you actually want to have actually put in the work to have shields too, because in this man-made matrix, they even tell you that all these electronics and things like that are emitting frequencies, different types of low vibrating frequencies. If you think of the Wi-Fi, all these different sources of internet and things like that, what is actually happening is those frequencies are emitting and stuff like that, and it can actually affect your personal technology unit and stuff like that. You see a lot of the times with these MPA agents and stuff like that, what they'll try to do basically is what they're actually trying to do to you actually is they're trying to program you, they're trying to get you into a low vibration. But what you can do is actually raise on up. You can actually turn your life on up. You can actually make your life better by actually shielding yourself. So you actually want to start doing that and actually shielding yourself, so that way you can actually not just better yourself, but better other people. See, there's always the yin and yang to everything. That's why I always promote the yin and the yang, the balanced energy. Just don't do it. You're not just doing it for yourself, but you're not doing it for the other people, but you're doing it for yourself and for them. It's obviously, by now you should be able to get that, the yin and yang part. That's pretty. Once you can understand yin and yang, a lot of things come naturally in life to understand certain things, the symbology and the duality that we live in. But, back to, all these frequencies that are being emitted and stuff like that, cars revving their engines, or, people revving their cars, people yelling, people doing all these different types of energy, basically speaking out energy, or basically using energy, because everything's energy in this reality. I've already said that in one of my videos that I'm going to be posting eventually here. But so you got to think, if there's all these different types of energies and stuff like that, you hear the energies, right? You're hearing it, so you got to be able to shield yourself. It's like, of course, if you do shield yourself to 100%, even just paying attention, it's still going to give the energy away to a little bit, because you're observing. It takes energy to observe things. So with that, that's why you also want to build your chi energy. If you haven't checked out Astral Sosin's Recharge Your Spiritual Chi workshop, I'll have a link in the description, so that way you can get that spiritual chi. And I'll actually have a discount code, so that way you can get a 5% discount, save you some cash and stuff like that. But you actually want to start building your chi energy consistently, so that way you can have the proper shields. Because if you don't have any chi and stuff like that, and you're trying to be, if you're a man or a girl and stuff like that, and you're trying to have shields, or like in my other videos, being confident, you got to have that energy to protect yourself against these type of energy attacks and stuff like that that are going around in this matrix and stuff like that. Even if you don't think it's an attack, it's still energy and stuff like that, and you got to be aware of it and shield yourself. And being aware is a shield. Being aware of certain things is a shield in itself, because you're being observant of the things that are taking place. Because if there's somebody else that's being observant of where their attention and their energy is focused, and you're not being aware of the intentions and the energy of the focus that negative person has towards you, possibly, then that person can easily, put those intentions on you and do different types of things and make spells and shit like that. Because they'll try to put spells on people a lot of the time and stuff like that. If you think of the word smell and spell, that's another thing too. Being aware of the smells and stuff like that are around in your environment, being consciously aware. Because agents will use smells because it's closely related to spell. Spell and smell. If you think of aromas and stuff like that, you think of a cologne and stuff like that. People, they're spraying the cologne, and it gives off a certain scent, so that way you feel a certain way when you smell a certain thing like that. And also, not only if you buy the cologne and stuff like that, and if they're actually watching you and things like that, they may have certain people, or people wear certain colognes to actually get you stimulated in a certain way, so that way you can, they can actually start to tap into your subconscious mind and start downloading programs and scripts onto your mind, essentially. So you actually want to become aware, not only, the shields and stuff like that, but actually become aware of your shields, because you can feel your shields to a certain degree. You can feel when someone's basically, once your shields get to a certain point, you can feel when someone's trying to get inside your energy. You can feel it and stuff like that. And becoming aware of the energy, the intentions that people have around you, being aware of their vibrations and their frequencies and stuff like that. Ask yourself, okay, who are these people? Are these, are my people? If you're in the underworld and stuff like that, or in a low vibration and stuff like that, it's not a bad thing. But it is a bad thing at the same time, because you want to be raising up in frequency. But if you're watching this video and you're actually taking the time and the work and the effort to do that, then good job. If no one's ever told you good job, fucking good job. Actually good job for actually doing something that actually helps you make your life better. So not just for me, but for yourself as well. You're actually helping yourself raise up in frequency. But being aware of the different types of energies and frequencies that are being emitted by the cars and stuff like that, the colors, because this is all energy. And just like when they were saying, like in science class and stuff like that, when the light's hitting stuff and it's bending off and it shows that certain color, it's giving off that frequency, right? So you got to think you're receiving certain information and colors and stuff like that, through all the stimuli and stuff like that. That's why the agents use colors and like certain, the way they advertise stuff, they put the music in the background, they got the people they're all smiling and they're all jolly and stuff like that. They got like the lighting and stuff in the background to make you feel, it's all stimulating. You got to become aware of that type of stuff. And then, the type of stuff that they do try to do, especially, what is it? If you do like bike and stuff like that, like for me, my own personal experience, a lot of times these agents, they like to drive by, like they'll, of course the gain stocking and shit like that, because they, they see me as a threat. Cause if they didn't, why would they have to sit there and watch me and pay attention to me? Why would they need to try to take my energy or any of your energy out there? Think about that. Why is it that they would need to try? Why would they need to sit there and watch you if you weren't like a problem or something like that? If your energy was really high and stuff like that, and why is it that they try to stop you? Think of that. Think of that type of shit. That will actually spark something inside you and think about. All right, why is it that they try to do this? If you aren't spiritual and you're just watching this video to maybe explore different aspects of maybe your mind and things like that, and you haven't took the time to basically go within inside yourself deeper, basically, or the deeper aspects of reality, what you want to do is basically kind of question this. I'm not saying believe in what I'm saying, but actually question it, so that way you can actually start to get certain experiences and stuff like that to see, all right, there are these, agents out here. There are these people that, once I became aware, they started like sending me energy through the eyes. It made me feel uncomfortable when I just looked into their eye, or like they made their eyes wider, and I felt like my energy was being, sucked out and things like that. They did all these things to like get my energy to be low. It's like, why is that? Think about that. When you're really high in vibes, right? Think of this too. There's all these different experiences that you can have, and that it will happen if you put in the work and stuff like that. You'll see how, like, if you start to turn up spiritually, right? People in your life will start to come around and try to start saying, all right, you need to go back and doing these things. That's why going back into old cycles, they'll try to put you back into old cycles. They'll try to do certain things say, do this too, real quick here. I know I'm kind of jumping, but there's a lot that, like, I want to say, and, but do this real quick. Try this out, for example. Start to do things. Think of something. Get a journal, write this down or something like that. Say there's something in your life that you want to get rid of, right? And you really just want to get rid of that type of thing. Write it down and be like, all right, I want to get rid of whatever it is that you want to get rid of. Say, you drink soda every day, right? And then if you want to get rid of soda and stuff like that, watch how you trying to get rid of that soda, things will start to appear in your life. Somebody might come up to you, not for someone at your job or wherever you work, or someone might be like, hey, I got you this soda, man. You want to drink it? And that's all of a test, basically. When you start to see, once you actually do that and you actually start to get the experience like that, that's just the first step. There's many steps, and there's big steps and there's little steps, but sometimes it's the little steps that can be the biggest steps for people, because it shows that, by taking that first step, it can be monumentous for some people and stuff like that. But you'll see how, say, back to the soda part real quick though, if you actually, take the time to get rid of that drink out of your life, because it's not actually, to be honest, soda in all general, if you really look at it, it's just really bad for your body. It's not going to help you anything. It's actually going to cut off any type of abilities that you can possibly have. It's going to stop you from having different type of extrasensory perception. That's why they make it cheap and stuff like that. They're like, all right, go ahead, they mass produce it, go ahead and drink this stuff, it's okay. Then over time they'll slowly add different things to that to actually get you more basically consumed into these different types of energies and stuff like that, that actually affect your vibrational frequency. But it doesn't mean you can't have ice cream sometimes and things like that, or if you do drink soda and stuff like that, if you do a fast from soda and stuff like that, you take the time to get away, then if you find the balance within yourself, if that's okay with you to drink a soda once in a great while, then do that. If you think that's what helps you balance out energetically and stuff like that, then do that. Because I mentioned that in one of my videos, you got to find the stuff that helps you balance yourself energetically, because the things that are unbalanced in your life will make you feel less energetic, because it's a part of you that's not balanced, because we all have a certain aspect to us that needs to become balanced. If you look at the world, like I said in my last video, it's out of balance. So when you become balanced with the things that are unbalanced in your life, all those aspects that were say there was your dishes, right? And you never wash your dishes, but you should wash your dishes, right? And that it's creating a certain energy within your home and stuff like that, or you leave your clothes on the floor and stuff like that, but and you leave them there, right? Then that starts to affect you. You'll see how your mood starts to change. You'll see how the energy in your environment starts to change and stuff like that. The same thing goes with being spiritual. See, if you start tuning up the way you live and stuff like that spiritually, and you have shields and you're really vibing with spirit and stuff like that, you're gonna see how the environment starts to change around you, because it's not on the outside, it's within the inside. As within, so without. See, when your apartment or things like that starts to get dirty and it starts affecting you, that's showing you that there's something unbalanced within yourself. You got to become aware of the things that are unbalanced, basically, so that way you can start transmuting that energy into something more positive, because they want to transmute your positive energy to be a negative energy and be a little slippery snake like them, and slither on the ground hissing and pissing and moaning and bitching and whining and all this stuff that the ego wants to do. Basically, it just wants to, in all honesty, the ego's there for the reason. Ego is here for a reason. It's here to teach a lesson. It's also, you couldn't really exist in this reality without your ego, because you'd be, I'm not getting into that, but you couldn't exist in this reality without your ego, because if you totally got rid of your ego, man, people would be taking advantage of you so easily. You'd be like, and all this shit. But it's here for a reason, But the ego has its own problems, and you got to sort out those problems in your life. You got to take the whip and whip that ego snake and tell it to go back, and tell it to shut up when it's trying to basically get you to start hissing and pissing and moaning just like it does. Because that's like misery loves company, right? So what all these agents will try to do basically is try to bring you down to that level where they're truly misery and they love that company with them, so that way you are with them, so that way they may use you as a battery source for them, basically, or they may use you for certain things to make themselves feel good, or different aspects, because they're if you start to become aware of the people and stuff that are around you, there are people aware about these hand mudras and stuff like that. It's not everybody and stuff like that, but most of the people that you do start to meet and stuff like that, if you are a higher spiritual being, you'll start to see how the way they switch words up, or when they say things, they'll try to be in a way to get you drained, or you say something positive, and all of a sudden, boom, they bring something negative into that situation. It's like, oh, well, you know this, and then like, oh, or like you keep saying stuff and they keep just being something positive, you know, that's them trying to transmute that energy that you're putting out that's positive, basically, to get you into a lower vibration. And having shields is also, that's why this video is about shielding. You got to have the shield to protect yourself against all these different types of, you know, protect you against all these motherfuckers out here, because you got to stay strong and vibe high to your highest potential. But you know, that's all I want to say in this video. Just make sure to shield yourself for real. Also have a link in the description for recharge your spiritual chi and beginner spiritual warrior workshop. You know, you're gonna want to get those two things right away, because that's gonna help you actually build the chi, you know, within yourself. And that's going to actually help you. Then once you build that chi within you, then you're going to have the beginner spiritual warrior workshop. That's actually going to help you start to build the shields, you know, get the different tools and stuff like that. That's going to actually help you become more aware. But I'm going to get going here, peacing out with my highs and vibrations, my full love, and my gratitude.